States know that Black Friday was yesterday. And Black Friday traditionally was kind of the kickoff for the holiday season shopping, but it's been expanded so much. You know, I live in Italy. They don't even know what Black Friday is. There's no Thanksgiving Day, obviously, in Italy. They don't know why, but we have Black Week. We have an entire week of sales, you know, in Italy that has nothing to do with any great traditions like they kind of do in the United States. It's just that, hey, everybody's having a sale. Wait, we need to have a sale, right? So it's really kind of fun. So we're going to talk a little bit about Cyber 5, which is something we talk about in the US in business, December and beyond. But I just kind of wanted to focus on the fact that there are so many sales and they will actually, it's not just Black Friday anymore. It's not just Cyber Monday anymore, which we're going to talk about in a second here too. But it goes all the way through probably the end of next weekend that people will be having some pretty substantial sales going on for Amazon sellers to take advantage of. So let's talk a little bit about all of that. So what is the Cyber 5? Well, there are 5 days all bunched together that we talk about being Cyber 5. The first was Thanksgiving Day. And, you know, it's been traditionally a day for giving thanks and watching a ball game, but it has also become a day for shopping, retailers offering early Black Friday deals, maybe online. Some retailers do open on Thanksgiving, but I can't imagine they have very huge crowds, but they do kind of get it all kicked off on Thanksgiving Day. Then there's Black Friday. Well, Black Friday, you know, the old traditional reason why Black Friday was called Black Friday, we talk about in the US, at least, when you talk about your books for your company, your finances for your company, when you aren't making a profit, you're in the red, right? And when you make a profit, you're in the black. Well, you know, retailers, many retailers, Black Friday is the first day of the year that they truly make a profit. Everything else is gearing up for that day. And so Black Friday was called Black Friday because it was the day that everybody got in the black. And so it became a huge sale also to, you know, to encourage other people to come out. Now, you know, I don't know what it's like in the US anymore during this because I haven't been to a Black Friday sale on the ground, boots on the ground in the US in many years. You know, it used to be just a frenzy, a shopping frenzy of trying to push people out of the way, get the best deals, whatever. I know that COVID had a big, you know, a big damper on that. So I have no idea if Black Friday sales in the US are quite as crazy as they used to be. But boy, they used to be, you'd be, you know, staring someone down. I want that. You're not taking that one. I'm getting it, right? It was really a lot of fun. But you know, Black Friday is really all about massive in-store and online sales and discounts. So you would find absolutely yesterday, there might have even have been some special sales that won't happen for the rest of the weekend and beyond because Black Friday was traditionally that day. Then there's Small Business Saturday. And the day after, that's today, by the way, and it's morning in the United States. So, you know, you have a lot of time to get out and shop your small businesses. Small businesses can be in person. They can also be online. You know what? All of us Amazon sellers, the great majority of Amazon sellers, third-party sellers would be considered small businesses. There are a few that are very, you know, very big on Amazon, but for the most part, those of us who are selling on Amazon, we're small business sellers. So you can even shop on Amazon and choose a third-party seller and be supporting a small business today if you're out there shopping, right? But it encourages people to buy from local and independent retailers and not just from all of the big guys. So today, I really encourage you to get out and look to see if there are some small businesses you can support. They're having great sales too, and you should be looking to try to support the small guy. Tomorrow, you know, is typically a day of rest, but the stores are still open. So there will be continued sales on through tomorrow that have been started for the weekend. So if you're prone to going out shopping on a Sunday afternoon, for example, you'll still be able to find a lot of great promotions tomorrow. Now, Black Friday started off, before there were really online sales. So what happened shortly after online sales started becoming more important? Cyber Monday became a day. Have you noticed that we've been talking about online retailers and in-store retailers all along? Early on, Cyber Monday was kind of like the bookend to Black Friday. Okay, you're out in the stores on Black Friday. Now let's have all these big sales on Cyber Monday. So Cyber Monday continues to be a really big day for online sales, but just know that the online and in-store sales are kind of getting a little bit blurred. When we talk about these things, it's just big sales, online and in-store, all through this period. And as I mentioned, these aren't going to stop on Monday. You're going to see some pretty big sales going on, probably up through, I would say, December 3rd. Many of the emails I've been getting about cyber sales have said through December 3rd, that's kind of when they're pushing their promotions for. So know that we have a lot of time still left with some really great things going on. So what should you expect during this whole cyber sales time? Well, a lot of increased customer spending. And you know what? That actually benefits us as third-party sellers on Amazon. I wouldn't be surprised if those of you who are already Amazon sellers, because I know some of you listening will be already Amazon sellers, and we're hoping there's some people listening who've just been thinking about it or haven't even heard about this before. But if you're an Amazon seller, you're going to notice increased sales this weekend, even if you're not making any promotions. Because the cool thing about that is Amazon's doing all the promoting, right? They're getting people to the store. They're getting people to the Amazon.com site. And then while people are there to see those great sales, they're also thinking, oh, I'm going to need some, we realized during Thanksgiving, we didn't have enough cloth napkins, and I'm going to have to deal with that for Christmas. Let me go find some cloth napkins while I'm here. Let me go do this. Let me go find that. I'm out of toothpaste and I don't have time to go to the store. All of those kinds of things will be happening all during these big cyber sales. So if you're an Amazon seller, expect a little bit of increased customer spending this next, since probably Thanksgiving and on through the end of this week. There'll be a lot of special promotions and discounts, a huge diverse product range going on this week, a lot of online opportunities, and guess what? It's optimal timing for Q4 profits. So I just wanted to give you a little history of my very first year as an Amazon seller. I got started in June of 1994.
Whoops, not 1994.
Oh, 1994.
You wish.
Don't I wish I could have done this in 1994. 2014. That's kind of funny. Where was I in 1994, right? What was I doing in 1994? So 2014, I got started as an Amazon seller, at least as an FBA Amazon seller. And I had some pretty amazing things going on. And I just wanted to kind of show you what can happen even as a fairly new seller. So if we have some new sellers out there who've been working hard, do the work, right? I just want to kind of show you the kinds of things that can happen if you're really out there doing the work. So when I got started, I started seeing a lot of sales happening mid-November. And it was like, wow, this is cool. So this here, I think, is on November 15th, thereabout, of 2014. I had $15,000 in sales in 30 days. Notice that in 15 days, I had 6,000. In 7 days, I had 4,000. What do you notice there? Almost $5,000 in 7 days and $7,000 in 15 days. That was a big jump, right? Those 7 days was a big jump. That was only $2,000 the 2 weeks before that. So I doubled in that 15 weeks worth of time. I doubled my sales from like $2,000 to $4,900 the next week, so that I had a total of $6,000 in those 2 weeks of November. So as of November 15th, that was $15,000. Here, this was month to date This was this was the whole month of November, I guess. This was the whole month of November. I want to point out the first week of November was right about $2,000. The second week of November, about 5,000. The third week of November, oh, a little bit better, but oh my goodness, look at the fourth week of November. It went over $13,000, just the fourth week of November that year. And it shows you, last month, the comparison to last month, what it looked like. So it was quite a big deal in November. And then comes along the rest of the story, right? So by the time here, this is December 15th. By the time December 15th rolled around, my 30 days had jumped from $15,000 in 30 days to 36, almost $37,000 in 30 days. So that month period between November 15th and December 15th exploded. Now, I know what you're going to say. Is it too late for me for Q4? I'm new, or I haven't done the work. We talk about do the work. So if you have items piled up in Amazon right now, you're going to see some explosive growth over the next few days and into the middle of December. If you don't have a lot of things in the warehouse, you're going, is it too late? I don't think I'm going to see this kind of growth, over twice as much in 1 month. How can I do this? So I want to talk a little bit about that, because it is really important to think about, is it too late if I'm fairly new, or if I haven't done the work? Okay. So it depends. There are some ways that even a brand new seller, can take advantage of these great sales that are happening all the way through the end of next week. And I want to talk a little bit about what you can do if you're not an established seller looking forward to a huge Q4. How can you make your Q4 better? How can you really, capitalize on what's going to be happening here on Q4? So let's talk about that a little bit. I'm brand new. Focus on what you can do. Don't worry about what you can't do. We get too focused on, oh, I've lost out. Oh, I can't do that. I don't know how to do that. I'm not ready for that. Focus on what you can do. Our training shows you how to purchase items on a deep discount right now that will continue to sell in January, February, and beyond. So guess what? All of these great sales that are happening right now, we show you in our training how to tell, do they sell well in January? Or is this a holiday only item? If it's a holiday only item and you're brand new, you don't want to buy it. But if it's something that sells in January and February, use the tools we teach you about to see, can I expect this item, to be a really good seller in January, and I can get it now for a huge discount? I should be looking at that. So think about, just do what you can do as a new seller. Look for replenishable types of items that people buy all year long that are currently on sale, and make sure that you're checking the history charts for these items to see how well they sell early in the new year, because we want you to be focusing on doing the work now. And you have a really great opportunity to do the work now at a time when so much is on a really deep discount. So this is great for you if you're brand new. Don't worry about Q4. Just focus on getting your start with your Amazon business with some really great products at your fingertips. Okay. So if you're brand new, don't worry about it. If you've been selling for a few months, then maybe merchant fulfillment is right for you right now. Because I want to look at a little bit of the advantages of what merchant fulfillment can do for you. Because, in our specific training at e-commerce business school, especially for new sellers, we focus on fulfilled by Amazon. Let Amazon do all the work. We pack up all the products, like we saw Cesare's boxes that were being sent into Amazon during the Feed the Beast challenge. We focus on letting Amazon do the heavy lifting. But right now could be a good time if you're a seasoned, not a seasoned seller, but you're not brand new. This might be a good time for you to think about doing a little bit of merchant fulfillment. And I'm going to tell you why. When you shop locally in stores, you can be the early bird. Now, if you are an Amazon seller already, you know that it can easily take 10 days from the time you ship items to Amazon before they start selling and bringing you profits. So this is what is today, the 25th. This is the 25th of November. If you bought it today and shipped it to Amazon, it probably wouldn't be even available to sell until about the 5th or 6th of December. And you're thinking, well, you know, that's a lot of time to worry about. Maybe if I were able to buy it today, sell it this weekend, and ship it on Monday, I could actually get some movement in my business. So shopping in local stores, here's me shopping in a local store with a receipt bigger than I am. So go out and shop in local stores. And if you want to take some advantage of some merchant fulfillment, and I'm going to show you some tricks to that. You can benefit from fewer competitors. If you're already an Amazon seller, you know that, you know, there might only be a handful of sellers when you're looking at it today in the store during these cyber events. But by 10 days, 14 days from now, there could be dozens of people who are doing the same thing you're doing. They're in the stores looking at the same thing you're looking at, and they're saying, oh, I'm going to buy this and send it to Amazon. Well, then there will be a lot of competition. So with fewer competitors right now doing merchant fulfilled, you don't have to worry so much about price fluctuations, and you can grab your profits fast. So if you feel like, you know, you understand the whole idea of merchant fulfillment, this could be a good time to do it. So have you ever done this before? Have you done any merchant fulfillment before, even if it's just a couple of times? So you kind of get the idea that there's more to it than just, you know, figuring out, oh, this is going to be a profit. You also have to understand shipping and all of that kind of stuff. Well, if you've done merchant fulfillment before, one of the cool things you can do during this time is you can list it right from the store. You know, when you're in your Amazon seller app scanning in the store, and you see something, there's this little button at the bottom that says list. I have listed items in the checkout from stores on hot items that I knew were selling well, and they have sold before I even got home. So by learning how to do some merchant fulfillment right now, if you've already done merchant fulfillment, and this isn't your first time, by the way, listing in the store can be really great for you, because all of those people who are buying it in stores with you today and are trying to get it to Amazon aren't even going to get it onto a UPS truck until Monday. But you could have it listed and ready to sell today, right? So if you are familiar with how to do merchant fulfillment and you're thinking, oh yeah, that sounds cool, get a jump on it, list it right in the store, and see what that does for you. I have done this a couple of different times with different kinds of items, and not only Black Friday and Cyber times, by the way. I did a really great item that I merchant fulfilled from the store in January. I was in, I think it was a Five Below. I was in a Five Below, and I saw these books, and they were 300 writing prompts, and you know, they'd give you like a sentence and you're supposed to write a paragraph. And I'm thinking, oh, this is January. There's going to be college students going back to school. There's going to be high school students starting a new semester in high school, and maybe there's a new focus on writing. I bet you there's going to be a lot of students who are going to need to have books like this. That Five Below only had 14 of them, and I looked at the stuff and said, this is a great book. They were all sold by the weekend. This was like on a Friday. They were all sold by the weekend. I was in Tennessee with my mom, and I ran around to every Five Below I could find. And I was buying them up at every Five Below I could find. And by the time I left Tennessee, 3.5 weeks later, I'd sold 72 of those books. And by the time I was leaving Tennessee, the price was starting to go down because other people had found the books, right? And so I was able to make all this profit before people could even get their books to Amazon. So listing in the store can be a really great thing for you to do.
Can I just add in a quick word here, Danita? All right. I just want to let everyone know who is watching, who is a member of e-commerce business school, there is training on merchant fulfilled in your training. So just know that in your training back office system. And then two, big picture in case there's any brand new people here who are just learning about the e-commerce business school. Everything that Danita is covering here today This is only true for the retail arbitrage model of going into these stores, finding those products and flipping. And that's why we start with retail arbitrage, because it's so darn fast. But again, for those of you maybe going, merchant fulfilled, I've never done that. We have that training for you. So just, you're in good hands. We got you covered.
That's right. In fact, if you are already a member of e-commerce business school, when you go into the training library, this is the picture you should be looking for. This is the picture on the training. So it'll be really easy for you to find if you're already there and wanting to find out about it. But there's a caveat, and we're getting to that caveat next. Are you new to Fulfilled by Merchant? Okay, you've never done it before. You're definitely going to need to go watch this training, right? You're definitely going to need to go watch this training if you've never done any Fulfilled by Merchant, because there are some things you need to understand before you just jump in. But if you are new, then my recommendation to you would not be list at the store. That would not be the recommendation if you've never done Fulfilled by Merchant before. My recommendation for you would be to be looking for products that will either fit into flat rate boxes or are fairly small and light, so that you can estimate what it's going to cost to send before you buy it, or at least before you list it, right? So this up here is for people who kind of have a little bit of experience with this, and they understand how to figure out how much the shipping is going to cost, how am I going to price this item properly, all of that. If you don't have that experience, we don't want you listing them in the store and having them sold before you get home and finding out that you really didn't understand the shipping part of it. And maybe you're even going to lose money in that case. So you really want to make sure that you're only doing this if you are experienced, if you have shipped Fulfilled by Merchant before. So if you have shipped Fulfilled by Merchant before, great. But if you have not, look for things that aren't going to take up a lot of space and not going to cost a lot of money to ship. That can make it a lot easier for you to have a good profit on items without stressing about the process. But definitely make sure that you are watching the training first, and then only getting items that you can with certainty know, I can make profit on this item even though I'm shipping it myself rather than having it shipped by Amazon, and I can make the evaluation as to how much an item will cost. If you're unsure, so we're telling you to take these home first, don't list them from the store, take them home, kind of package them or get them mostly packaged, and then go to USPS.com or UPS.com and try to get an estimate for the size and weight of your item. When I lived in Denver, I would do, so if you live in Miami, do an estimation for Seattle. That's about as far away as the two of you can get, right? And I do not recommend that you ship to Hawaii, Alaska, Puerto Rico, or any place out of the lower 48 states for merchant fulfilled, especially as a new person. So find a place that's as far away from you as you can get. And when I was in Denver, I would do that. I would check Seattle and I would check Miami to see how much is this going to cost, worst case scenario, on the opposite end of the United States from where I am, and then use that as my estimation for my shipping so that I can price it properly. If I was in Colorado and I sold it to someone in New Mexico, bonus, I made a little more money because I had, built my shipping for some place really further away than that. But you don't want to get caught with having items being sold to locations that are going to cost you too much to ship. So if you're new to FBM, take it slowly, but make sure that before you actually list the product, you've watched the videos, you've watched our training, you understand how this works, and you have a really good handle on your pricing so that you can get that going, okay?
One other thing, if you can, Danita, can you explain maybe to the folks who might be brand new who are watching, we have FBA, fulfillment by Amazon, and then fulfillment by merchant, which we normally say, yeah, FBA all the way, all the way, all the way. But maybe explain the difference for someone who's totally brand new, very not familiar with Amazon.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're brand new and not familiar with Amazon, one of the things that you need to be thinking about is, so FBA, fulfilled by Amazon, is you buy the products, you put them all together in a box, and you ship them to Amazon. Amazon puts them on their shelves, and when someone buys it, Amazon picks it up and puts it in a box and sends it to the customer. So your responsibility for dealing with the customer ends from the moment that you send it to Amazon. At that point, everything is up to Amazon to make sure that it's on the shelves, that it gets, everything's working smoothly. Fulfilled by merchant means that you don't send the item to Amazon. You just list the item, and when you get ready to then sell the item, when the item is sold, Amazon sends you a notice. You've sold the item to, John Smith in Washington, D.C., and they give you the shipping address. And now you need to pack that up and you need to send it to your purchaser. You also, though, need to be able to handle any questions they have. You have to update the tracking number. You need to, if they send a message that I haven't received my item, you have to deal with that, where Amazon deals with that if we're doing fulfilled by Amazon, which is one of the reasons we love fulfilled by Amazon. We're really done. We buy it, we're done, right? We buy it, we're done. If they need to return it, you need to deal with the return. If they're having problems, you need to deal with the problems. But that's one of the reasons why we really stress fulfilled by Amazon, because it takes all of that pressure off of us as the sellers. However, there are some times when the prophet is just pushing us to want to be able to do a little bit out of the box, thinking out of the box, that we're going to put the boxes into the mailbox ourselves and send them directly to the customer. So that's really the difference between fulfilled by Amazon and fulfilled by merchant.
Awesome. Can everyone give a like? Let's give a like and a thumbs up for Danita. And then we're going to head into how to really crank it up now in the next few weeks.
Okay. All righty. Let's see. Am I sharing the right screen again? I get so confused.
Okay.
I don't see it yet. Where is it?
We're almost there. Hang on, folks. So thank you for all the likes and the loves too. Thank you. Thank you.
I see it again. So maybe if I see it, you do. Okay, we'll see
I see it. Awesome.
Okay. All righty. So again, we're going to take it kind of slow if we're new to FBM, but I want everybody to know that there are great products out there. So remember, just a recap. We're going to just recap this really quick. If you're brand new, do what you can, right? Just get out there and start doing the training and do the work. You're going to see a really great January and February if you're taking advantage of the sales that you have right now to be working on. And by the way, if you're not brand new and you don't want to do the merchant fulfilled stuff, do the same thing. Just do the work. Get out there, buy the products, send them to Amazon. Make sure that they're not necessarily products that go stale at December 25th, right? You don't want to send any new advent calendars right now. They're not going to make it on time. But if you're not brand new, but you still don't want to worry about merchant fulfilled, just do the work. Focus on what you can do. That's the most important part. If you want to do some merchant fulfilled and you have done this before, jump in and do as much as you can. Get the items sold before you get home if you can. But if you are wary about, I've never done the merchant fulfilled before, am I sure I can do this? Then take it slow. Go ahead and buy the products. And if you buy the products and get them home and decide that, oh, the merchant fulfilled stuff is too hard, send them FBA, right? I mean, there's no real downside to this, but we want you to get out there and really, really start taking advantage of everything that you have coming up with you this weekend and beyond. All righty. But I want to talk a little bit about how this gearing up can affect your home life because it's important to make sure that we're keeping a balance between work and family, right? So a couple of ways you can make your home life a little better with all of this is making sure that you're keeping your family close and maximize your family support. Explain to your family the extra work that goes into taking advantages of all of this great stuff that's happening right now. Let them know you need more time away. Let them know you're going to be in the store more. Let them know there may actually be a lot of new things coming in the door. And if you have little kids, figure out a way to hide things from them if there are things that they might be interested in. If they're a little older, but they're still, there might be some stuff that comes in that they think they would like. Explain to them, this is our business. These aren't for us. These are for other people to buy. And let your children help you do this process. You can even allow your family to help you source in the store. If you go out, you can kind of divide and conquer, right? Have your kids go look at toys that they think are great, that are on a really great sale. And while you're in another aisle scanning away, they can bring you things to look at to see if they're things that you might want to buy. Get your family engaged and have your family members, even your children, help you work on your shipping plans and packing your products. I no longer have little kids at home, but a couple of our coaches do, and they definitely make sure that their children not only understand how important this is for their family income, but also get them excited about helping. So we have some pictures of Coach May with her kids where they're doing this huge shipment going out. The boxes are taller than her kids, right? And it's really important to make sure that your family understands that this is going to be kind of a hectic time, and not only just because of the normal things that go along in the holidays. This is hectic time for your business too. Do some planning. Make sure that things aren't left up just for luck. Keep a calendar. Who needs to be where, when, and how, and when are we going to fit in the shopping, and when are we going to fit in the packing? Make sure all of that's done. Pre-plan your meals. Nobody wants to come home after a hard day's shopping and packing boxes and getting things done to find that now, oh, I have to cook too. I've done all the work and now I have to cook too, right? So make sure that the meals are planned and that there's a plan for the meals, right? Who's going to do it? How are we going to get this done and keep the family kind of from going crazy during these next few weeks? That could be kind of crazy, right? Assign tasks to family. It's a great time, even if your kids don't have chores yet. It's a great time for all the people in the family to get some tasks that they need to be responsible for during this time. Schedule some fun time, go see holiday lights, go to the zoo. I know in Denver, there's this whole thing called the Zoo Lights, and they have, holiday festivals going on at the zoo. The Botanic Garden always has great things going on this time of year. Schedule some time, go skiing if you're in I was in Colorado. I'm used to all of the great winter things we could do to take a little bit of downtime. Take some fun time, but also schedule some downtime. Schedule some time when you just don't have to do anything, right? You can, if even if you're not a TV watcher, maybe you just want to veg out in front of the TV one day, just to give yourself a little time to make sure that you're not going nuts during this great holiday time. And so I think that's it. From what I've got to tell you about the things that are coming up this week, it's going to be kind of crazy, but you have a lot of great opportunities, and I want you all to be thinking about those wonderful opportunities.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Danita. Can everybody give Danita a thumbs up, likes, loves? Thank you so much for sharing this information. And I do remember that year of 2014 and seeing you post. That was a lot of fun watching that and cheering you on. And then that December was, hey, Joe, we get to move to Italy. Let's do it. So that was
absolutely is true. I had only been selling on Amazon for about 6 months when I realized, no, this isn't going to, we can't just stop tomorrow and say it's a done deal, but I see the writing on the wall. I see the path. I see how to get there. I see that this will work. So absolutely, that first holiday season for me was what opened my eyes to, yeah, this works. This really
all
works.
Right, let's go to the next screen. So we've got just some quick announcements here. So stick with us. So we have another training coming up for Saturday morning for Amazon sellers in a couple weeks. So we will be streaming there. It says below bi-weekly, every 2 weeks on YouTube and Facebook at 9 a.m. Central Time on, of course, Saturday. So we'll look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks. We do have a free gift, like I announced at the beginning, for all our attendees. If you want to learn more about how you too can have a highly leveraged, scalable Amazon business, you can have access to our free ebook, The 3 Pillars to Amazon Success, by heading to joinebs.com/ebook-SML. And the link is in the description. So you can just look in our description, whether YouTube or Facebook, you'll find the link to access, again, The 3 Pillars of Amazon Success. It's great reading. I'm a really big information gatherer. When I'm interested in something, I want to read everything I can so that I can get more informed about the decision that I'm wanting to make. Specifically, for those of you who may be brand new, wondering if Amazon is the right thing for you to do, and then most importantly, in your association with us as educators of e-commerce over the last 10 years. So we'll move on to the next slide. And we hope to see you become a member of our thriving community of successful Amazon sellers. This was at an event down in Dallas, but we like to say hustle and heart is what sets us apart. And that's what Danita's talking about. Right now is the time to hustle big time. And you need to have your heart in your business and your business in your heart.
I just realized we never even said anything about our wonderful mugs either. We have Saturday Morning Live mugs that I just happened to pick up during that. So yeah.
And I'm at my Airbnb, so I don't have that mug with me. I wish I did, but that's all right. When I get home, I'll have it ready for our next showing. And we have one final slide to share, and then we'll just go on face without the screen share. So again, I just want to thank you everyone for attending today's call. And if you want to just put it with us at this point, and we'll quit there we go. Yay. All righty. So thank you for being here, everybody. Thank you, Danita, for taking time out of your busy day over this busy weekend. Thank you to everyone who attended. We really appreciate you. And a big shout out to the amazing e-commerce business school staff that has worked tirelessly behind the scenes to get this relaunch out the door. So we're really, really excited. We're especially excited for all of you. This is the time to go make hay while the sun is shining big time. It is into December, January, February, and beyond. All right, till then.